What's your name?
Chuave.
How do you? Okay, Chuave. That's how you pronounce it. Like Suave, I'm guessing.
Like suave, but with CH.
Okay, so we're here with Chuave. As you could tell, his art is all over our studio. He just brought some of his art right now. We're gonna be hanging it up, so if you guys are interested, check it out. Without us planning on this, your art kind of became part of our brand, Utopia. Everyone sees our photos online, sees our studio, and they see big graffiti art, and it's kind of combined in our branding now. Does that happen a lot? Because I know you do restaurants, you do everywhere in Miami. Does that happen? Your art kind of becomes the branding of that establishment?
Yeah, it's not that common, but yeah, I painted some big murals and they became part of big awards, became part of part of the brand, but it's not that common. Like
Okay.
they usually, that they have graphic design, so they use like a manual of instructions for this and that. But in the cases that happen, I feel proud. Like this one, it's something great for me. It's like, okay, I became part of something bigger, and we end up working together like today.
Yeah. So for you guys, if you guys are interested in any of his work, it's actually going to start being posted all over our studio up for commission. I know you also do a lot of one-time work, so you do per client, whatever the request is. So for example, if you guys stay tuned, we are going to be wrapping our company car, with this artwork to promote the marketing agency, to promote his art, and to promote our Left Right, which is the company we work with who builds a lot of our sets and builds all those type of things. So let's go back to the actual art itself. How would you describe your art? How would you, for someone who hasn't seen it before?
Well, it's kind of, as all the artists, is something super personal, like related with emotions a lot. But I think that it's a good combo between graffiti, tried to put it in other surfaces, because I was a graffiti writer when I was a kid, and then I tried to make something bigger, so I started to paint murals, and that's how this came out. I'm usually talking about emotional moods, because I have been through a lot of changes in my whole life with my mom in Argentina. So I decided to talk about that, how the people and the emotional moods, they change a lot. But as you can see at the back, at the mural, you can see that it's a mixture between graffiti and that moods.
So can you explain this one, for example? How does this one?
Well, this one I made it for first solo show that it was a few months ago here it was my first solo show in United States, that I did it in Orlando, in Mills Gallery. So the show, it was called I Am Chuave.
Okay.
Like my name, like introducing myself to United States. And it was all about bipolar people.
Okay.
Kind of. It was talking about that. So here, for example, you can see two sides of myself. Then I realized that this character, it's me. But you can see this one and that one. That one is kind of chilling, and this one is he's kind of screaming. And then you can see all these guys that they have no emotions, but they are like kind of hiding. So they all talk about that, no?
Interesting.
Like the fighting, the internal fight that we all deal with emotions.
This one is your logo, right? The one you use for your logo. So that's you.
Yeah.
You're saying that's you. Okay.
Yeah, I started painting that a long time ago. I was selling cars for a few years, like for 7 years, and the only thing that I was drawing, it was this character, but it was kind of sad. So then I decided to bring it back and give some emotion to that character, and then I realized that it was me. Like they started to say, "Hey, it looks similar to you," and then I say, "Okay, yeah, probably it's myself."
So you mentioned earlier that you used to do graffiti. You used to graffiti. What? Were you actually out in the streets graffitiing? Explain like what you were, because I don't know too much about the culture. So
the culture, for the people that they are not familiar with it, we can separate. We can talk about murals and we can talk about graffiti, because they are not the same. Like graffiti will be illegal. It's only when you're doing illegal stuff, more related to letters. You're trying to build your reputation, so you write your name over and over and over again.
Okay.
So I started writing in that time, that it was in 2007. I started writing answer the phone.
Answer the phone. Okay.
Yeah,
answer.
Yeah. That was my nickname. So I get into, because hip hop culture, by skateboarding. So I was doing skateboarding a lot, watching the streets, and I saw some examples that they inspired me, and I started to paint graffiti as answer. So I was painting all over the streets, and the goal it was to catch most of the spots of the city, so you became recognized, respected, and it was just that to feed that ego. You know?
And you were doing that here in Miami? Or
no, in Argentina.
In Argentina, so that's before
Back
you
in
came
Argentina,
here. So you
yeah.
never graffitied in Miami. We can't find your art.
We can talk. We can't.
We can't talk about that. We can't talk about that. All right, but where can we find some of your legal art in Miami?
My murals I have in Wynwood, close to the RC Cola factory that is abandoned in 5th Avenue and 24, I think that it is. I have 2 murals there. Then I have one in 2nd Avenue and 33, close to Wynwood Walls Museum. Yeah, you will be able to find it.
So you have
legal
a lot,
spots.
Okay, you have those are all the ones you have in outdoor and public, because also you have a lot of commissioned arts in places like this, inside and indoors. You recently did a run in a restaurant I saw for a Mexican place.
Yeah.
So you have art everywhere. One thing is the art itself. Aside from that, there's the business itself. You know how have you seen success in marketing yourself? Getting yourself into places like this. Because to be honest, we were just talking about that. How I met you not even a year ago when we opened this place. Yeah. I just found you online. So how do you have people reach out to you to make commission art like this or to buy art like this?
Well, that's such a theme, such a thing. We all deal with that because when you're an artist, when you're a muralist, you need to deal with the numbers, you're your own lawyer, you're your own accountant, you're everything. So yeah, it's kind of hard, but I run with an advantage. That is that, as I told you, I was selling cars for a long time.
Okay.
So I learned a lot of things.
So you're a good salesman, is what you're saying.
Yeah. I learned a lot of things, and I'm pretty organized. But it's something that you are. At the end of the day, you will be working the whole day. Mm-hmm. Or if you're not working, you're thinking about it. You're thinking in art, you're thinking in numbers, you're thinking on everything. So I came here, for example, I came and I got my extraordinary talent visa. That it's a visa that they gave to you, and they allowed you to stay here if you can prove the government that you have a talent.
Okay.
So they gave me that, and that's why I'm here legal.
Oh, wow. I've never heard about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. They give you 3 years for staying here, and you can work and you can manage your own business. So I did my company, and my own company, it's my own sponsor. It's weird.
So you started. I got it.
Yeah, it's like Francisco. That it's my real name. It's sponsoring Chuave. And the LLC, it's called Chuavevo LLC. Okay. It's kind of weird.
Interesting.
But yeah, you have to work a lot, and as much how do you say, channels that you can manage is better. That's why I'm in Facebook and OfferUp.
Yeah.
A few days ago, a guy told me, "Motherfucker, you're all around the platforms."
Yeah.
And
that's
how That's how I get started to be recognized for commissions.
Of course. And you do a lot of social media videos, obviously.
Yeah.
I keep up with your, I see a lot of
now
marketing
I'm kind
there.
of low, but I'm trying to because there are a lot of things to manage, but I'm trying to get it.
Let me ask you this: what about success in places like this, or in the restaurant, or just the art that you have around Miami? Do you think you get any success from there? People see your art and say, "Wow, I need that in my house," or is that not really how that?
That's a good question, because if you see these, you can have that reaction, like saying, "Okay, I want it from my house," or you can just be like, "Okay, it's something that I have already seen," or that's something weird to measure. I don't know how to measure that. Definitely, the good way of selling or to reach that success, it's a combo between who you are, like now that we're talking, and your artwork. So it's a mixture between, it's a 50-50, Probably this piece, like isolated, it will not say too much as if I'm there, right next to it. So that's why if you're going to a gallery for a group show, you should go, so you can talk with the people, and it's the big combo. So that with social media, with yourself, and I don't know, I do charity for my country because it's something that I love to, but it's that's why the people, they want to have this. And another good way to reach that success is it's by graffiti. That I'm not able to do it here. By graffiti, if you paint a lot of graffiti, finally they will see you and they will recognize and they will see, oh, look at this character. I have seen that on the streets, so I want it in my house. That's how in Argentina I became popular.
Okay,
Like,
nice.
I started to paint graffiti a lot, and they were watching this yellow face at the streets, and it's same as big brands. And I don't know, if you see, I don't know, a soda brand, you will see the name over and over and over and over again, and finally you'll buy it at the end. It's kind of the same, I can say.
So you would say the biggest marketing you could do for art is be there with your art, live shows, explain your art, and you know, kind of have a chance to explain what the art itself means to you as the artist.
Yeah.
Okay. If anyone does want to reach out to you, wants to you know, either get a mural done or buy any of your pieces, how can they reach out to you?
Well, by Instagram, just by DM, you can see there Chuavevo, Chuavevo.
Chuavevo. Is that
Yes.
another? Is that another?
Yeah, that's a ¿cómo se dice? Like a juego de palabras. It's
Okay,
like,
play on words.
yeah, like Chuave, it's because of a character that it was famous in Argentina. It's a softener, you know, for clothing.
Okay.
Yeah, and Chuave was the character. So I was similar to him when I was a kid. And then Bebo, Bebo, it's like I'm down. Like, you wanna get a beer?
Oh,
Bebo.
okay,
Like,
you're
I'm
down. Okay,
for
you're
it.
down to
Yeah,
do
like
it.
something
Okay, cool.
positive. So I decided to combine those two words.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So Instagram to reach out to you.
Instagram or by email or chuavevo.com, you'll see my
Great.
online store.
Well, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Thank you, brother. Vamos, Victor.